All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about a feeling that, well, we all know it, nostalgia. But what if I told you it's not just about looking back? What if it's actually a kind of creative superpower? That's what we're digging into today. This amazing link between our memories and how we create.
And this quote, man, it just nails it, right? It's saying that the real value of a place, any place, isn't about the bricks and mortar. It's about the feeling it gives you, that emotional pull. It's a timeless experience that gets etched right into your memory. Okay, so our first stop is all about tuning into those whispers from the past. We're going to explore how our own memories, the really personal stuff, and even the bigger shared stories of our culture can actually be this incredible engine for creativity. When we hear the word nostalgia, most of us think of that warm, kind of fuzzy feeling about the good old days, right? But let's push past that. For our purposes here, think of nostalgia as this massive, incredible database. It's packed with all the sensory details of your past, the smell of your grandma's kitchen, the sound of a song from high school. It's a deep well of inspiration that creatives can draw from. So that's the theory, but how does this creative spark actually catch fire in the real world? Let's look at some amazing examples of how memory fuels creativity in fields that you might not expect are connected.
First up, let's talk about architecture, the spaces we live in. The best architects, they're basically masters of memory. They're not just putting up walls and a roof. No, they're crafting entire environments that are designed to connect with something deep inside of us, filling these physical spaces with this really powerful emotional vibe.
And look at this example, Tadao Ando's Church of the Light. It is just wow. What's so amazing is how simple it is. He didn't need fancy statues or stained glass. He used a simple cross made of pure light to tap into this feeling of primordial peace. It's like he's plugging into a shared ancient memory of what a sacred space feels like, something that resonates with all of us. He literally built a memory out of concrete and light. And this idea isn't just for architects. Think about it. It works the same way in literature. You've got architects like Ando using light and scale to trigger a spatial, emotional memory, while writers like Dostoevsky or Garcia Marquez do the exact same thing but with words. They take their own personal memories, their cultural stories, and they distill them into their books, giving them this incredible depth that just feels true. So you see, different fields, same technique, using the past to build something powerful in the present. Okay, but it's not all sunshine and creative sparks. This is where things get a little more complicated. Because as amazing as nostalgia can be, it has a dark side. It's a double-edged sword.
Which brings us to a really important question. Is nostalgia always a good thing for creativity? I mean, what happens when that love for the past stops being an inspiration and starts becoming a trap?
So you've really got these two sides of the coin. On the one hand, you have the embrace, that comfort, that warmth, that connection that makes art feel so meaningful. But then there's the shadow. That's when nostalgia leads to stagnation, where we just keep repeating the past instead of innovating. Or even worse, it can lead to exclusion by painting a rosy, idealized picture of a past that, let's be honest, wasn't so great for everybody. And this isn't just some abstract idea. We see it all the time. Think about Norman Rockwell's paintings. They give you this powerful, nostalgic feeling for a certain kind of America, right? But they also famously glossed over the serious racial tensions of that era. Or what about all that sterile modern architecture you see? It copies the look of the masters, but it feels totally empty, no emotional heart. Even the American Psychological Association has warned that getting too stuck on nostalgia can actually block real innovation.
And that leads us to this quote, which is maybe the most important takeaway from this whole thing. The challenge is to use the past as a launchpad, not an anchor. It's brilliant, right? Your memory shouldn't be this heavy thing that holds you back. It should be the very thing that propels you forward into something new.
So where does that leave us? This brings us to the final part of our journey today. And this part is all about you. How do you take this big idea and actually use it in your own creative life? It really boils down to two simple steps. First, just listen. Seriously, take a moment and tune into the whispers of your own past. A song from when you were a kid, the sound of your grandparents' voice, the feeling of a room you grew up in. And then, second, weave. This is the active part. Don't just copy those memories, reinterpret them. Weave those emotional threads into what you're making today. It's all about finding that magic balance between the past and the present. So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. How do your echoes shape your art? And when I say art, I mean anything you create, whether you're a painter, a programmer, a parent, a writer. What are the echoes from your past that give your life meaning? And most importantly, how are you going to use them as your launchpad?